As dusk settled over the watering hole, the African elephants were enjoying their evening ritual, a time of respite after a long day. Suddenly, an ominous rumble cracked the tranquility. The river, usually a soothing sight, was transformed into a raging beast. Rain lashed down, turning the ground into slick mud. The elephants sensed the danger, their ears twitching nervously. Yet amidst the turmoil, a young calf, full of mischief, strayed too close to the edge. The river, now a torrent, surged forward, catching the calf off guard. With a startled squeal, the little one slipped and tumbled into the muddy water. The sound echoed through the darkening jungle, a desperate cry swallowed by the wind and rain. The herd panicked, trumpeting frantically from the safety of the bank, each call filled with worry for the fallen calf. In the heart of the raging storm, the calf struggled valiantly, its tiny trunk raised high, desperately splashing the water, trying to keep itself upright. But the relentless current dragged it further into the center of the raging river. Just beneath the turbulent surface, a pair of golden eyes gleamed, cold and predatory. The Nile crocodile had been observing from the shadows, sensing the panic in the elephant's calls and the calf's weakening splashes. Now seeing its chance, it surged forward, propelled by instincts honed over millennia. With lightning speed, it closed in on the struggling calf. Its massive jaws opened wide, revealing rows of razor-sharp teeth. The calf, too young to understand the lurking danger, continued its futile struggle. It cried out, a sound filled with innocence and terror, oblivious to the nightmare closing in. The impending doom hung heavy in the air, a stark contrast to the once peaceful watering hole. The sight of the calf in peril brought a chilling calm to the jungle. The usual cacophony of insects and birds was replaced by a heavy silence, broken only by the calf's desperate cries and the roar of the river. As the crocodile prepared for its final strike, the approaching darkness seemed to mirror the fate that awaited the calf. The river, now a churning maelstrom, provided a fitting stage for the drama unfolding. In the midst of the swirling waters, the crocodile poised, ready to seize its prey. The calf, exhausted and frightened, seemed destined to fall victim to the river's fury and the crocodile's silent, deadly embrace. The looming presence of the crocodile was palpable, its every move watched, with bated breath by the anxious herd on the riverbank. Then, in a heartbeat, the reptile lunged forward. The water exploded as the crocodile struck. Its jaws, capable of crushing bones, closed around the calf. The struggle lasted mere seconds, the outcome never in doubt. As the crocodile tightened its grip, dragging the calf deeper into the water, the herd could only watch helplessly. The calf's cries abruptly ended, replaced by the unsettling stillness of the night. The river flowed on, carrying with it the secrets of the hunt. The crocodile, its hunger satiated, disappeared into the murky depths, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions and a grieving herd. The elephants on the bank stood motionless, their silhouettes stark against the backdrop of the stormy sky. The sudden absence of the calf created a void, a silence that spoke volumes of the tragedy that had just unfolded. The bond between the herd and their lost calf was unbreakable, their grief as deep as the waters they could not cross. The mother elephant stood frozen, the image of her missing calf burned into her memory. Her mournful trumpet echoed across the rain-swept plains, a lament that spoke of a love no storm could diminish. The other elephants, equally devastated, shuffled closer to their grieving matriarch, their bodies pressing against hers in a silent display of shared sorrow. Together, they stood firm, anchored by their grief, yet bound by their shared history and the unbreakable ties of family. As the storm raged on, the elephants remained steadfast, their vigil a testament to the enduring strength and unity of the herd. The river, now calmer, reflected the somber mood. The stars, hidden behind the clouds, seemed to weep along with the elephants, their light obscured by the darkness of the night. The air, thick with the scent of wet earth and distant thunder, carried the echoes of the calf's cries, a haunting reminder of the joy that was now gone. The night wore on, each minute pregnant with sadness. The elephants, lost in their grief, seemed to shrink into themselves, their massive forms suddenly vulnerable. The moonlight, filtering through the canopy, painted the ground with silver, highlighting the tears that glistened in the elephants' eyes. The herd huddled together, seeking solace in their shared pain, their unity a bulwark against the encroaching despair. Just before dawn, as the first rays of sunlight pierced the darkness, the elephants began to stir. The matriarch, roused from her somber thoughts, lifted her head slowly, her eyes, filled with sorrow, yet resolute, met the gaze of the other elephants. A low trumpet resonated, a signal to move forward, to honor the calf's memory by living for it. The other elephants stirred, their movements heavy with grief, but also with determination. They responded to their matriarch's call, understanding that the show must go on for the sake of the calf and for themselves. Together, they began to move away from the river, their steps slow but purposeful, their heads held high in a final act of dignity. As they walked, the soft thud of their feet on the ground mingled with the chirping of birds, creating a melancholic symphony that accompanied their departure. The elephants moved as one, their grief binding them together as they walked towards the rising sun. The tragic loss of the calf was a wound that would forever remain open, a constant reminder of their fragility. But within their ranks, there was an indomitable spirit, a determination to endure and to carry on. After many days of mourning, the herd continued their journey. They traveled across the vast plains, their steps echoing with both sorrow and resilience. The memory of the calf remained a guiding star, a symbol of the life that had been lost but would never be forgotten. The elephants moved with purpose, driven by the instinct to survive and the need to honor their fallen comrade. The vastness of the plains mirrored the immensity of their grief, yet also the strength of their bond. As they walked, the elephants occasionally stopped, raising their trunks to the sky, their ears spread wide, as if listening to the whispers of the wind that might carry the calf's voice. These moments of stillness were poignant, a silent dialogue between the living and the departed. Throughout their journey, the elephants encountered other creatures, some curious, some fearful, but the herd moved forward, their unity making them a formidable sight to behold. The world around them shifted, seasons changing, landscapes morphing, but the elephants pressed on, their resolve unwavering. The incident by the river had been a stark reminder of the harsh realities of their existence, a lesson in the fragility of life. Yet it had also reaffirmed the power of their unity, their strength in numbers, and the depth of their collective spirit. Through it all, the herd remained steadfast, their unity forged in the fires of adversity. The elephants continued their trek across the plains, their numbers slowly dwindling as time went on, yet their spirits remained unbroken, a testament to their resilience. The memory of the calf served as a constant reminder of their losses, but also of the bonds that held them together. The river, where their comrade was lost, became a symbol of both sorrow and remembrance, and though the pain of the loss never truly faded, it transformed into a driving force, pushing them forward, ensuring that such a tragedy would not be in vain. As the years passed, the elephants grew older, their bodies bearing the scars of a life well lived, their spirits enriched by the shared ordeal. The story of the calf became a part of their lore, a tale whispered from one generation to the next, ensuring that the memory of their fallen comrade would live on. In the tapestry of their lives, the incident by the river remained a significant thread, a reminder of their strength, their unity, and the indomitable spirit that allowed them to keep moving forward, even in the face of overwhelming grief.